Let's face it, guys, the dating game can feel like navigating a maze blindfolded. You think you're doing all the right things, hitting the gym, dressing well, maybe even mastering a few pickup lines, but there's this one crucial element, a secret weapon of sorts that most men completely miss. It's not about your looks, your income, or your ability to recite poetry on cue. This missing link is far simpler, yet infinitely more powerful. Get ready to unlock a new level of connection and understanding in your interactions with the opposite sex. We live in a world obsessed with the superficial. Six-pack abs, chiseled jawlines, and the latest fashion trends dominate our screens and billboards. It's easy to get caught up in the illusion that these external factors hold the key to attracting women. But beneath the surface, there's a deeper truth waiting to be discovered. Women are drawn to authenticity, to genuine connection, and to men who possess a rare and powerful quality, the ability to truly listen. This means putting aside your phone, silencing your inner monologue, and truly focusing on the woman in front of you. When you offer this gift to a woman, you create a space of safety, respect, and connection that is incredibly powerful. Attraction isn't just about physical appearance, it's about a complex interplay of emotions, values, and shared experiences. When you listen to a woman with your full attention, you're tapping into a fundamental human need for connection and validation. Think back to a time when you felt truly listened to. Didn't it make you feel valued, respected, and understood? By mastering the art of active listening, you unlock a secret code to attraction. You differentiate yourself from the masses who are too busy talking about themselves to truly listen. So, gentlemen, are you ready to discover the power of truly listening? Let's be honest, guys. We're wired a little differently than women. Our brains are hardwired to process information logically, to seek solutions, and to fix problems. But here's the catch. Sometimes women don't want solutions. Often all they crave is a safe space to be heard, to have their feelings validated, and to feel emotionally connected. We think we're being helpful by offering advice or trying to fix things, but in reality, we might be inadvertently shutting her down. She might interpret our problem solving as a lack of empathy or a dismissal of her feelings. In today's hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere. Our phones buzz with notifications, our minds race with to-do lists, and the constant barrage of information makes it harder than ever to truly be present in the moment. Think about how often you're only half listening to someone while simultaneously checking your phone or planning your next meal. We've forgotten the art of single tasking, of giving our undivided attention to the person in front of us. True listening requires presence. It means silencing the noise within and creating a space for the other person to feel heard and understood. It's about being fully present in that moment, absorbing not just the words, but also the emotions being shared. As men, we're often conditioned to believe that our worth lies in our ability to provide, protect, and solve problems. When a woman shares her problems, our instinct is to jump in and fix them. But in our eagerness to be helpful, we sometimes fall into the validation trap. We try to fix her problems instead of validating her feelings. Sometimes the most helpful thing we can do is simply listen and validate. It's about creating a safe space for her to be vulnerable without judgment or the pressure to find immediate solutions. Communication is about so much more than just the words we speak. It's about body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, and the unspoken energy we bring to an interaction. Women are generally more attuned to nonverbal cues than men. They pick up on subtle shifts in body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. This means that our words can say one thing, but our body language can convey something entirely different. To truly listen to a woman, we need to be mindful of both our verbal and nonverbal communication. For generations, men have been taught to suppress their emotions, to be strong and stoic, and to solve problems rather than dwell on feelings. While these societal norms might have served a purpose in the past, they've also created a communication gap between men and women. Men often struggle to articulate their feelings, while women crave emotional expression and connection. This disconnect can lead to misunderstandings, frustration, and a lack of intimacy in relationships. To bridge this gap, we need to challenge these outdated societal norms and create a space where men feel comfortable expressing their emotions. This requires vulnerability, empathy, and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. Deep down, we all yearn to be understood, to feel seen and heard for who we truly are. This desire for connection is especially profound in women, who are often naturally more in tune with their emotions. When a man actively listens, he taps into this deep-seated need for emotional connection, speaking a language that transcends words, the language of empathy. Empathy isn't about agreeing with everything she says or feeling sorry for her. It's about stepping into her shoes, trying to see the world through her eyes, and understanding her perspective. This is how you speak the language of empathy, and it's a language that women find irresistibly attractive. True connection blossoms in an environment where both individuals feel safe to be vulnerable. Active listening creates this safe haven, fostering an atmosphere of trust and understanding. When a woman feels genuinely heard and understood, she's more likely to open up and share her deepest thoughts and feelings. This vulnerability deepens the connection between you. It's this sense of being truly known and accepted for who we are that creates a powerful sense of intimacy and belonging. This is the power of feeling understood. It's the glue that holds relationships together through thick and thin. Men often approach conversations with a problem-solving mindset. We hear an issue, and our instinct is to find a solution, to fix it, to make it go away. But when it comes to connecting with women emotionally, this approach can sometimes backfire. Often, women aren't looking for us to fix their problems. They simply want to feel heard, understood, and validated in their emotions. Instead of jumping in with solutions, try offering validation. Acknowledge her feelings. Let her know that it's okay to feel the way she does, and show her that you understand her perspective. This simple act of validation shows her that you're present, you're listening, and you care about her emotional well-being. One of the most powerful techniques in active listening is mirroring, which involves reflecting back the speaker's words and emotions. This doesn't mean parroting back everything she says verbatim. Rather, it's about summarizing her key points and acknowledging her feelings. For instance, if she tells you about a disagreement she had with a friend, you could say something like, "It sounds like you're feeling hurt and betrayed by what your friend said." This simple act of mirroring her reality shows her that you're paying attention and trying to understand her perspective. Mirroring is like holding up a mirror to her emotional world, reflecting back her experiences and validating her feelings. It creates a sense of being seen, heard, and understood, which is essential for building trust and intimacy in any relationship. In a world saturated with distractions and superficial interactions, the ability to truly listen has become a rare and precious gift. When you offer this gift to a woman, you're not just listening to her words, you're listening to her heart. Active listening is an intimacy amplifier. It breaks down walls, bridges gaps, and fosters a level of emotional closeness that transcends the superficial. As you master the art of active listening, you'll notice a profound shift in your interactions with women. So, gentlemen, embrace the power of listening and watch as your relationships transform before your eyes. We've all been there, stuck in our own heads, replaying past conversations, planning future events, or simply letting our minds wander aimlessly. This internal chatter, while seemingly harmless, can be a major obstacle to active listening. When we're preoccupied with our own thoughts, we're not truly present for the person in front of us. The first step to becoming a better listener is to silence that inner voice, to quiet the mental noise that distracts us from the present moment. Start by simply noticing when your mind wanders. Don't judge yourself for it, simply acknowledge the distraction and gently guide your attention back to the conversation. This presence, this unwavering attention, is the foundation of active listening and the key to unlocking deeper connection. The art of body language nonverbal cues that speak volumes. Communication extends far beyond words. Our bodies send signals that reveal our true thoughts and feelings. Mastering body language conveys attentiveness and empathy. Imagine someone constantly checking their phone or avoiding eye contact. Contrast that with someone who leans in and maintains eye contact. These cues communicate engagement and a desire to connect. Asking the right questions. Guiding the conversation with curiosity. Active listening is not a passive activity. It's not about simply sitting there silently while the other person talks. It's about engaging with the conversation, asking clarifying questions, and demonstrating a genuine desire to understand her perspective. Asking the right questions can transform a one-sided monologue into a dynamic, engaging conversation that deepens your connection. The key is to ask open-ended questions that encourage her to elaborate, share her thoughts and feelings, and delve deeper into the topic at hand. Avoid asking questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Instead, phrase your questions in a way that invites her to share more of herself, her experiences, and her unique perspective. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good day?" try asking, "What was the highlight of your day?" Instead of asking, "Are you feeling okay?" try asking, "Tell me more about what's going on." These subtle shifts in phrasing can make a world of difference in encouraging her to open up and share more of herself with you. Demonstrating understanding and empathy. Reflecting and summarizing are powerful techniques in active listening. They show you're processing and understanding the speaker's words and emotions. For example, you might say, "So, it sounds like you're feeling frustrated." Summarizing highlights the main ideas and emotions expressed. This shows you've been paying attention and understand the key takeaways. Practice makes perfect, honing your listening skills for lasting connection. Like any skill worth mastering, active listening requires practice. The more you consciously cultivate this habit, the more natural and effortless it will become. Start by setting small, achievable goals for yourself. Challenge yourself to truly listen without interrupting during a conversation with a friend or family member. Pay attention to their body language, ask clarifying questions, and reflect back what you've heard to ensure you're on the same page. As you become more comfortable with the basics, you can gradually increase the challenge. Engage in deeper conversations with people you trust, practicing your active listening skills in a safe and supportive environment. Remember that it's okay to make mistakes. The goal is not to be perfect, but to be present, engaged, and genuinely interested in understanding the other person's perspective. With consistent effort and a genuine desire to connect, you'll find that active listening becomes second nature, transforming your interactions with women and enriching your relationships in ways you never thought possible. So gentlemen, embrace the power of listening and watch as your connections deepen, your relationships flourish, and your attractiveness soars to new heights. Mark's transformation from tongue-tied to truly connected. Mark, a software engineer, contacted me feeling lost in the dating world. He'd tried all the usual advice, online dating, pickup lines, you name it, but nothing seemed to stick. Women just weren't responding to him the way he'd hoped. Mark was a chronic overtalker. Nervous energy often translated into rambling monologues. He was inadvertently building walls instead of bridges. I challenged Mark to shift his focus from impressing women to understanding them. He committed to practicing active listening. The results were remarkable. "It's like a switch flipped," Mark shared excitedly a few months later. "Instead of trying to fill every silence, I started asking questions, really listening to their answers. They opened up to me in ways I never thought possible." Mark's transformation wasn't about mastering some secret seduction technique. It was about tapping into the power of authentic connection. By simply shifting his focus from speaking to listening, he unlocked a level of intimacy and understanding that transformed his interactions with women from awkward encounters to meaningful connections. The power of presence. John's journey to deeper dating. John, a successful entrepreneur, had grown disillusioned with the superficiality of the dating scene. He craved a deeper connection, a relationship built on authenticity and shared values. His challenge lay in bringing presence and attentiveness to his personal interactions. We worked on cultivating mindfulness and presence in his daily life. As John became more adept at silencing mental chatter, he found it easier to be present during conversations. By truly listening, he discovered a depth and richness in his interactions. Building bridges, one conversation at a time. David's story. David, a shy and introverted writer, found social interactions, especially with women, incredibly daunting. Small talk felt excruciating, and the thought of expressing his true feelings filled him with anxiety. He longed to connect with someone special, but his fear of rejection kept him trapped in a cycle of loneliness and self-doubt. For David, the journey began with building his confidence one conversation at a time. We focused on developing his active listening skills as a way to shift his attention away from his own anxieties and onto the person he was interacting with. He practiced asking open-ended questions, reflecting back what he heard and engaging with genuine curiosity. As David honed his listening skills, he noticed a remarkable shift in his interactions. Women responded positively to his genuine interest and attentiveness. They felt heard, understood, and valued, a refreshing change from the usual self-absorbed conversations that often dominate the dating scene. "I used to dread social events," David shared, "but now I actually look forward to them. I'm amazed at how much easier it is to connect with people when you simply focus on listening." From acquaintances to soulmates, the magic of listening in action. The true testament to the power of active listening lies in relationships that blossomed from ordinary encounters. Take, for instance, Emily and Ethan, who met at a networking event. Ethan was captivated by Emily's ability to truly listen. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, sharing passions and dreams. Emily's genuine interest created a space of deep connection. "I felt like she saw right through me," Ethan shared. Their initial encounter sparked a deepening connection. Their story proves the power of active listening to transform encounters into extraordinary connections. Real-life proof of listening's allure. These stories show the transformative power of active listening. Men worldwide are discovering that listening can unlock deeper connections and enrich relationships. From shy introverts to confident extroverts, true connection begins with listening. Active listening enhances communication in all areas of life. It creates empathy, understanding, and authenticity. Embrace the power of listening and transform your world. The echo of understanding, reaping the rewards of a listening heart. Throughout this journey, we've peeled back the layers of attraction, revealing the often overlooked truth that the most captivating trait a man can possess isn't chiseled features or witty banter, but a heart that truly listens. We've explored the psychological underpinnings of why this trait resonates so deeply with women, igniting feelings of validation, understanding, and deep connection. But the benefits of mastering this art extend far beyond the realm of romantic pursuits. Active listening is a life skill, a superpower that empowers you to navigate the complexities of human connection with greater empathy, authenticity, and grace. It's about bridging the gap between hearts, fostering understanding in a world often clamoring for attention, and creating a space where genuine connection can flourish. Remember the feeling of being truly heard, of having your thoughts and emotions acknowledged and validated. Now imagine being the source of that feeling for another person, the one who creates that safe haven for open communication and heartfelt connection. That's the power you hold within you, the power to transform not only your interactions with women but every relationship in your life. Unveiling your most attractive self, a call to action. The path to becoming a man who listens, who truly connects, isn't about transforming into someone you're not. It's about unveiling a part of yourself that already exists, a capacity for empathy and understanding that might have been dormant but never truly gone. It's about stepping into the fullness of your being, embracing the vulnerability and strength that come with truly listening. This is your call to action, gentlemen. A call to shed the societal conditioning that tells you to suppress your emotions, to fix everything, to have all the answers. It's a call to embrace the power of silence, to find comfort in listening, and to discover the profound joy of connecting with another human being on a soul-deep level. Start small. Begin with the intention to be more present in your interactions. Put down your phone, silence your inner critic, and truly focus on the person in front of you. Ask open-ended questions, the kind that invite more than just a yes or no answer. Listen with your whole being, not just your ears. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Stepping into a world of deeper connection. Mastering any skill takes time and effort. The rewards of becoming a man who listens far outweigh the challenges. Imagine approaching every interaction with a genuine desire to understand. Imagine the ripple effect this simple shift could create. The depth and richness it could bring to your relationships, the joy of experiencing true connection, the confidence that comes from creating meaningful bonds.